He is a lethal lizard. He has a bite that contains about 250 types of bacteria. He does bite down on something, it usually kills it in 2 to 3 days, hence the reason he found lunch. He then will crack it. He's an awesome cracker with a great sense of smell through his tongue. Camera's place? Last place.
Flying foxes, of course.
Over here.
Dito, ha?
This camouflage. I'm going to be paused here for just a few moments so that we don't eat the dust of the vehicle in front of us. Oh, I do need on our left-hand side. There's a few more bungo. And the little guys that you see also to the left, the lighter colored ones. These are the darker colored ones are the bongo. And these lighter colored animals here without the horns, those are the female Nyala. Now the gray guy is the male Nyala. They both are forest antelope, and they are nicknamed the ghost of the forest because they love to hide in the very thick, dense bush, which makes them very difficult to spot sometimes. Now these guys right over here to our left-hand side, they are called black rhino. Now the black rhino may seem indestructible, but they have been hit very hard by poaching. In fact, there are less than 2,500 black rhino left in all of Africa. In fact, the only thing that can actually damage or hurt a black rhino is a storks. And they are the second tallest storks in Africa, reaching about 5 feet tall when they're fully grown. Now the tallest storks are actually the Malibu storks. They can reach about 6 feet tall. Oh, it sounds like our airborne warden is up in the sky right now. Simba 1 calling Warden Roll Samadua. Wilson, you up in the sky making the rounds today? Over.
Yes, Simba 1. And today I have a passenger. Miss Johnson, my favorite wildlife researcher.
Oh, Jumbo, everyone.
Hippos right behind us to the right. We're headed north on Saki River. If you have any wildlife spotting tips, we'd love to hear them. Over.
Roger, Simba 1. Will do. Over.
Hippos do spend a lot of time underwater. Otherwise, those big bodies of theirs would really overheat. An adult hippo can spend about 8 to 20 minutes under the water, and a calf can spend about 1 minute to 5 minutes under the water. The calf can weigh anywhere from 80 to about 200 pounds, and a fully grown adult male hippo can weigh well over 5,000 pounds. The hippos do sweat a pink oily substance that kind of looks like blood. In fact, the natives actually believe it's blood, but it's actually kind of like our sweat. It helps keep the hippos cool when they're out of the water, but it also acts as a sunscreen against the sun.
Simba 1, when you come to Seneca Bridge,
The hippo under the waterfall here to our left.
very slowly. That old bridge has seen better days, and I think our shifty-eyed friends, the crocodile, know it.
Oh, Roger Wilson, we see plenty of crocs, and they definitely see us. Folks, these are Rhino crocodile, and they do get larger than the American alligator. They can get up to about 20 feet in length. Coming up ahead is the best view of the whole savannah. In the reserves, all this man Roger. In fact, the tree that we're about to see has been estimated to be over 1,000 years old. Now, the savannah that you see here is part of the Serengeti grassland system. Zebra and wildebeest migrate through it, while antelope, lion, and elephant they live here year-round. This is all part of the wild Africa, and we're working very hard to save. These guys right over here to our right-hand side, these are called sable antelope. They are the most aggressive antelope in the reserve. They are also the second largest. This animal right up in front here, this is called a white bearded wildebeest, and just behind him are some eland. Now the elands are the largest of the antelopes. The females will nurse their calves for about 9 to 12 months before they're completely weaned off, and their milk is actually 3 times fattier and has twice the protein that of a dairy cow. There's some baby wildebeest right over to our right, and also some Thompson's gazelle just underneath us. Most of the Tommies are fully grown, and they won't get any larger than what they currently are. They can weigh about 60 pounds during their adult life. I do have to remind everyone, I'll notice a sign right above my head. Please remain fully seated at all times. These big mounds on either side of us, these are called termite mounds. Now they do get as hard as concrete, and the elephants will use them as scratching posts. Now once they've worn the mounds down, the antelope, such as the sable, will use the short mounds to spot lions hiding in the tall grass. Now the landscape that you see around us, well, is pretty much created by the animals that live here. For example, if you take a look at some of the trees, you'll notice that they've been knocked down. Those were probably done by the elephants. The elephants act as the bulldozers of the savanna, tearing down trees to eat them, which allows the grasses to spread. Now, if you look at a lot of these trees on the undersides of them, looks like they've kind of been eaten away. Those are usually done by the giraffes. They'll eat the undersides, allowing the light to shine through. Now the zebra, the larger antelope such as the eland, the wildebeest, and sometimes the sable, they act as the mowers of the savanna. They like to mow down the grasses. That leaves the rest to little nibblers like the gazelles and the warthogs to trim off the edges. A natural balanced system. There's enough food for everyone. Coming up to our right, you'll see an ostrich. Ostriches are the world's largest bird. They're not capable of flying, but they are capable of running speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. They are the only two-toed birds in the world, having a razor-sharp claw in the inner toe that they use to protect themselves with. If you take a close look at the ostrich's eye, their brain is actually smaller than their eye. Now that bird there is a female ostrich, and the way you can tell them apart is by the color of their feathers. Gray feathers means that they're female, and the black feathered ostriches means that they're male. There's also some reticulated giraffe on to the right. We'll get a better view of them. Hopefully a little later on today. The giraffe. They get their name from the rectangular patterns on their coats. A baby giraffe at birth is already 6 feet tall, and they can grow up to be about 15 to 20 feet tall. And there's a view of the giraffe off to our right. There's an African elephant just past these bushes here to the left. Or excuse me, right. Sometimes past this big rock here to our left, we spot mangle baboons. So keep your eyes out for the baboons. Don't be surprised if you see them sitting with their backs towards us. The reason they do this is because they think that if they can't see us, we can't see them. There's some angels off to our left here. We are headed into elephant country, so hopefully we'll get to see our two most famous residents, Big and Little Red. Number one, calling Warden Wilson Matua. Wilson, have you seen Big or Little Red today? Over. Wilson. Wilson, we have lost them there for a few moments. There's our African elephant off to our right here. A baby elephant is called a calf and can spend about 13 to 15 years with the parent elephant, which time it learns how to find food, where to find water, and how to socially interact with the other elephants. From time to time, you'll see the elephants throwing dirt, but pretty much anything else that they can find on their backs. This is to prevent them from getting sunburned, since their skin is very sensitive to the sun. Now folks, this does look like a very old bridge. So everybody cross your fingers and hold on tight. This will be to make it across. Sometimes we can spot elephants right over here to the right, but if you look off to the left, you'll see some grand zebra. Zebras move. Everybody hold on. Alright, now who didn't cross their fingers back there? Alright, so grand zebra right over here to our left. Zebra stripes are kind of like human fingerprints. No two stripes are alike. Wilson, let's just simple one. We're at the clay pit. I see test marks and footprints, but I don't see Big or Little Red. All right, continue east to the watering hole. Over.
This is a test.
base. Over.
What's up, Wilson? We'll pick you up when we can. Over. Oh, let's see what's playing on the radio. There's some orange and mailbound trees to our right hand side. Oh, here's the reticulated giraffe that I was talking about earlier. I still haven't seen the two elephants that we're looking for. Hopefully we will get to spot them a little later on today. The birds that you see right over here to our left, these are called greater flamingo. They do get their color from a nutrient called beta-carotene found in the shrimp that they eat. The gray birds are the baby flamingo, and they'll get their color about a year to a year and a half after birth. There's a more reticulated giraffe right over here to our right-hand side. Hold on, Wilson. Go ahead, over.
I got a report about the suspicious jeep near Bingo copies. Keep a lookout for it.
Oh, Roger, Wilson. We're not far from the copies now. Over. Right over here, these are more gazelles sitting down here. There's a couple of standing up. Just behind them are scimitar hornwort. These two animals here, those are called greater kudu. The ones with the horns is a male, and the ones without the horns are female. The more gazelle are on the endangered species list. In fact, you can't find them inside in an open reserve anymore. You can only find them in protected reserves like this one, or in zoological parks around the world. Right over to our right-hand side, you'll see some white rhinos. The difference between the white and the black rhinos are their mouths. The white rhinos have a wide or broad mouth. The black rhinos have a narrow or pointed mouth. Now, folks, if you look off to our left-hand side, straight across inside the tree line there, you'll see a couple of cheetahs laying down in the grass. Cheetahs are the fastest land animal. They're capable of reaching speeds of up to 70 miles an hour, but they're only able to hold that speed up for a distance of a quarter of a mile before they have to stop and relax. Wilson, this is number one. We're at the copies, and I don't see anything suspicious. Over.
Okay, Silver One, but keep your eyes open for anything unusual. Over.
We'll do, Wilson. Over. Folks, if you look right over here to our left, you'll see a male lion. Lions do spend most of the day sleeping. The few hours that they're actually up is primarily when they do all their hunting. It's only the female lions that do all the hunting for the prides, since they're much more agile than the male lions. The male lions will actually protect their prides from animals that will attack, such as other lions or sometimes hyenas. The male lion can sleep about 20 hours a day. The female lion only sleeps for about 18 hours a day. The hunting is mainly done at nighttime or in the late evening period. There's some Helvetic guinea fowls straight ahead of us. These are also warthog burrows right ahead, so keep your eyes out for the warthogs. You might be able to see some.
There they are.
Calling Warden Mutua, over.
What do I hear?
There are ivory poachers in the reserve. They shot Big Red. She is wounded.
What about Little Red?
No word yet.
Where was he last seen?
Magadi Gold.
Okay, you head there.
Roger.
Timberman, we must stop the poachers. I am landing at Magadi Gorge to block off the east end. If you come in from the west, we could trap them.
Please, Simple One, we need your help.
The warthogs will be shutting down and turning back on through the audio break-off. You guys want to help Wilson stop these poachers? Yeah. Oh, count us in, Wilson. Oh, Wilson, this is Simba 1. We're at the crossroads and the gates have been smashed.
Keep going, Timberman. We are landing now.
Oh, roger, Wilson. Okay, folks, we're not outside the reserve, so keep a lookout for anything suspicious and hold on tight. I have a bad feeling about this.
Timberman, we spotted the poachers. Head east. Force them towards us.
Oh, roger, Wilson. They're the poachers. Hold on, folks. Some poachers here, they must be close. Hold on, everybody.
We caught them. We forced them into our trap.
Avoid attack Big Red. She'll be fine.
What does Little Red say? Alright, there's Little Red right in the back of the truck.
See you, Timberman. I have to deliver the baby at the first factory, Mama.
Bye, Simple One. Thank you.
Oh, well, we have assistance. Goodbye, guys. Well, folks, Asante Sana, thank you for helping save Little Red and Big Red. Oh, in just a few moments, I will be dropping you off at the work post. From there, it's a short walk to Pangani Forest Exploration Trail, or back into the village of Harambe. On behalf of Kilimanjaro,
there's a yellow-backed duiker on the right. Yellow-backed as well. Yellow-backed duiker. Right there.
say that fast.
There's a bongo on the left right here. Bongo are called the ghosts of the forest because they're so rarely seen. There's some black rhino over here on the left. A black rhino can weigh as much as 1.5 tons. Although they may seem indestructible, they've actually been hit quite hard by poaching. There's less than 2,500 of them left in all of Africa. There's some saddle-billed stork over here on the left. They're called saddle-billed stork because of the yellow saddle on their beaks. Sounds like Lord Wilson Matua, our eye in the sky. I think I go this way. Simple one to Lord Wilson Matua. You making your rounds today?
Yes, Simple one. And today I have a passenger. Miss Johnson, my favorite wildlife researcher.
I'm Jumbo, everyone.
We're at the Staffy River, headed north to the savannah. If you have any game spotting tips for us, we'd love to hear them. Over.
Roger, Simple one. Will do. Over.
Now, folks, if you look in the water, you may be able to spot a hippo. Hippos spend most of their day in the water, otherwise their large bodies would really overheat. Hippos do, however, travel 10 to 15 miles on land at night in search of food. There's a baby hippo on their left, just came up for air. There's another baby hippo over here on the left. We have had a few hippo births right here on the reserve. A full-grown hippo can weigh as much as 5,000 pounds. Hippos can hold their breath underwater for 8 minutes at a time. They're the most vicious creatures we have here in Africa. Extremely territorial when it comes to their waters.
Simba, when you come to Senegali Bridge, go pole, very slowly. That old bridge has seen better days, and I think our chippy-eyed friends, the crocodiles, know it.
Right, Wilson. We can see those crocs, and I think they see us. Folks, those are Nile crocodiles, and they actually grow to be much larger than the American alligator, up to 20 feet long. You can remain seated. Thank you. Coming up is one of the reserve's finest views. Also coming up is one of the reserve's oldest baobab trees. This baobab tree right here is probably over 1,000 years old. They only have leaves on them 3 months out of the year, so that's what gives them their dead look. The savanna in front of us is part of our Serengeti grassland system. Zebra and wildebeest migrate through here, while lion, elephant, and antelope live here year-round. It's just part of the wild Africa that we're all trying to save.
Zimmerman, I see you down there. You are in bush country. Drive carefully. I don't want to bump into my animals.
You should begin to see a wide variety of grass-eating animals around you, such as Thompson's gazelle.
Miss Johnson, no one in Africa calls them Thompson's gazelle. They are turbies. Turbies. Over.
Right, Wilson. We'll check in with you later. Over. Now to your right, they look like baby gazelle, but those are actually full-grown Tommies. Tommies are the smallest of the gazelle. Full-grown, they only weigh about 60 pounds. See some ostrich and some eland and some wild cattle. You may know them better as white bearded wildebeest. These are wildebeest. And if you look closely, folks, at the eland, you may spot a baby eland. There was an eland birth just last month, right here on the reserve. Ostriches are the largest birds in the world. They are so large, in fact, that they are a flightless bird. But ostriches can run speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. There's that little baby eland that I was talking about on the left. She is only 1 month old.
She's pretty tall, though. That's why you're not.
There's some more baobab trees in the distance. Now, even though the baobab tree looks dead, it's actually filled with water. Sometimes if an elephant gets thirsty, he'll break open the tree and grab a drink. Just past this large rock here on the left, we may be able to spot some mandrill baboons. The ones with the colored faces are the males. Let's see if we can find any. And we are heading into elephant country. Maybe we can spot two of our most famous residents, Big Red and Little Red. Those are some African elephants. There's a baboon.
Standing there shaking that tree.
Symbol 1 to Warden Wilson. Any clues on the whereabouts of Big Red or Little Red? Over.
I have not seen them today. Try the red clay pit.
Big Red is the elephant matriarch of the reserve's herd. She gave birth a while ago to a new calf.
He just bathes in the same red clay pit as his mama. So I named him Little Red.
Elephants are wonderfully social creatures. They have moods, sympathies, and emotions. Over.
Folks, it looks like we may be taking a little bit of a detour. That's the road that I usually take to get to the clay pits. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to take a detour. I wonder where this is gonna take us. An elephant calf stays with its mother 13 to 15 years. It's almost as long as a human. Uh-oh, guys. It's another old bird. Everybody, cross your fingers and hang on to the kids. We might make it over this one. Now, if you look over to your right, whoa! 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 Whoa, Alex! Get out of here. All right, who didn't cross their fingers back there? Now, if you look over to your right, you may be able to spot some, I'm sorry, that's your left, some zebra. Wilson, this is Symbol 1 again. We're at the red clay pits. I see tusk marks and footprints, but no sign of Little Red or Big Red. We'll head east to the watering hole. Over.
I'm confused, Symbol 1. Over.
Now, you wouldn't think that an elephant's tough skin would be bothered by the sun, but they actually do get sunburned. I don't know if you've ever seen an elephant throwing mud on their back, but they use mud as a natural sunscreen. These elephants here are black, but because of the mud, they look brown.
Symbol 1, I have to report back to base. Over.
Well, sour, Wilson. We'll check in with you when we can. Let's see what's on the radio. Elephants flap their ears to keep the blood circulating in them and to keep them cool. I haven't seen Big Red. Wonder where she is. Oh, some giraffe up here on the right. These birds here on the left are greater flamingo. Now they're actually born brown, but because of the kind of shrimp they eat, they turn pink. It's right there.
Okay, she's phenomenal.
Great. That's a male giraffe. A full-grown giraffe can be 18 to 20 feet tall. A newborn giraffe is already 6 feet tall. He's one of the tallest giraffes that I've seen here on the reserve. Giraffes have an 18-inch long purple tongue that they can clean their eyes and their ears with.
Simba One, come in, please.
Yes, Wilson. Simba One, bye.
I got a report about the suspicious jeep the Wingo copies. Keep a lookout for it.
Well, we're headed to the copies now. We'll check it out for you. Over. There are more. This is a Moore's gazelle over here on the right. There's just over 100 Moore's gazelle left in the whole entire world. There's also some greater kudu over here on the right as well. These greater kudu are the largest of the antelope. These are baby boys. These are very young boys.
Good job.
And this is a female greater kudu.
Sorry.
Here's some more Moore's gazelle. There's a cheetah over on the left.
Are they up there or are they snoozing?
Cheetah are the world's fastest land animals. They're capable of speeds up to 60 miles an hour. You see him? There's a female lion up on the copies and white rhinos. Folks, if you could keep your voices down, please. Please do not lean out of the vehicle. Wilson, we're at the copies. There's nothing peculiar here. Over.
Okay, Simba One, but keep your eyes open for anything unusual. Over.
Right, Wilson. Over. There's a male lion up on the copies as well. Lions are inactive 18 to 20 hours a day. But I know why the lions are up right now. They're checking out that those white rhino. Lions are nocturnal hunters. And the female does most of the hunting for the pride. And even though it is the female that does most of the hunting, the male always gets first pick at what he eats.
So good.
Just like a man. A lion's roar is not to ward off predators, but to call in their young in the mornings and in the evenings. There are warthogs over here on the left. Warthogs are the largest burrowing mammal. They're capable of speeds up to 30 miles an hour.
Calling order Utua, over.
What do I hear?
There are ivory poachers in the reserve. They shot Big Red. She is wounded.
What about Little Red?
No word yet.
Where was it last seen?
Magadi Gorge.
Okay, you head there.
Roger.
Simba One, we must stop the poachers. I am landing at Magadi Gorge to block off the east end. If you come in from the west, we could trap them.
Please, Simba One, we need your help.
Well, is everybody ready to help save Little Red and Big Red? Yeah! Me too. All right, let's go. Count us in, Wilson. Wilson, we're at the crossroads. The gates have been smashed through. What do you want me to do?
Keep going, Simba One. We are...
There's some bigger.
They are very mean, right?
I think they can be aggressive.
People have been attacked by them.
Is that bigger than mine?
Huh?
Oh, wait, something we have to go on the rat ride. Times.
Oh, he just got
Aw. Can you see it? Alive.
Oh, cool. I see it.
Do they eat? What do they eat? Do they eat?
Probably vegetarian.
He's got like no teeth. I don't know. Chicken.
cool. I don't think you can. I don't think they can take it through the glass.
Well, you can get the top half.
Yeah.
Get half and half.
No, I mean just through the glass. Here, he's mapped right there. He is.
Oh, that's a good one. There you go.
Yeah.
You see, let me see.
Look at it.
Oh, I see.
They must be getting some stuff from the bottom of the glass.
Yeah.
There he is. Well, it doesn't look like it, but surely he does. But they're in big cinders. These are very susceptible to sun.
It has that long neck so it can eat from the trees and the tall grass, and if that doesn't work, it just simply stands up on its hind legs to get what it wants to eat. The male of the antelope are the only ones that get the horns, and those horns are made out of a thumbnail hair composition that if it knocks one off, by the way, we call them one horn because it will not grow back. It's different than the antlers on a deer that do grow back and they're made out of a bony material. Let's see what other wonderful, oh, I see we have the lazy.
I have a question I want to ask. I have a question.
All right.
They, okay. So I was curious, it's more like a fur than it is a hair.
Yeah,
And so